बिस्मिल्लाहि मिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. Dear friends, welcome to Idea Foundation Forum. In the previous lectures 165 and 167 on universe, Qur'an and science, we have discussed comparative information of the Qur'an and science on first 9 aspects of the universe as given in the list displayed on the screen. Today we will discuss comparative input of the Qur'an and science on the next 4 aspects of the universe. These are the sun and solar system. Sun and solar system. Number 2, wrapping of day and night. Wrapping of day and night. Number 3 is multiple earths, more than one earth. Spherical design of the earth. Effects of its rotation and revolution. In the upcoming discussion, firstly we will look at the perspective of the scientific discoveries on these cosmic phenomena, and then we will see what information has been revealed by the Qur'an about 15 centuries ago about these wonders of the universe. So dear friends, the solar system started taking its shape about 4.6 billion years ago as a result of gravitational collapse of a fragment of a rotating massive interstellar cloud, interstellar among the stars, interstellar cloud of dust and gas called solar nebula. 98% mass of the sun was comprised of 3 gases, hydrogen, helium and lithium, produced by Big Bang nucleosynthesis. Other 2% of the mass consisted of heavier elements received from other stars at later stage. While most of the collapsing mass of the nebula got together forming the sun, the residual mass scattered around the sun, creating planets, moons, asteroids and other smaller bodies. By now, 9 planets of the sun have been discovered as shown on the screen. Since the earth detached from the mass of the sun, it is mostly composed of the same elements except a few other elements like the iron, water, etc., which the earth got from much heavier stars at later stage of its creation. Science has witnessed that the solar system since its creation has shown perfect consistency in its operation. The earth rotates about its axis at a mean velocity of about 1670 km an hour. Its orbital velocity around the sun is 108,000 km per hour. The solar system revolves around the center of the Milky Way galaxy at 720,000 km per hour at velocity of the galaxy itself, comprising more than 200 billion stars, is 950,000 km per hour. Let us see what Qur'an has revealed about the creation and movements of the sun and its associates. Ayat 11 of Surah Fussilat describes the environment when earth and heaven were being created. Listen. Then he directed himself to the heaven while it was smoke and said to it and to the earth, come into being willingly or by compulsion. They said, we have come willingly. Ayat 30 of Surah Al-Anbiya revealed that the earth was separated from the sun at a later stage, the fact which science discovered very recently. Note the words. Have those who disbelieved not considered that the heavens and the earth were a joint entity, and we separated them and made from water every living thing? Then will they not believe? These are two truths from the Qur'an which science could know just in recent times. Ayat 6 of Surah As-Safat and Ayat 5 of Surah Al-Mulk revealed about the heaven of the world or earthly heaven by using the Arabic words As-Sama Ad-Dunya. As-Sama Ad-Dunya, the sky, the heaven belonging to the earth, belonging to this world, probably referring to the domain of the Milky Way galaxy. Amazingly, Ayat 5 of Surah Al-Mulk also indicates to the built-in protective system for the sustainability of the earth and its inhabitants, which says, listen the words, and we have certainly beautified the nearest heaven. Nearest heaven? Heaven of the earth, with stars, and have made from them what is thrown at the devils, and have prepared for them the punishment of the blaze. Please meditate on each and every word of this ayat at your convenient time. Ayat 33 of Surah Al-Anbiya has revealed the movement of all the cosmic bodies on their predetermined pathways for a fixed time. We have just mentioned scientific discoveries regarding rotation and revolution of the earth, sun, and galaxy. Please note the words of the ayat. And it is He who created the night and the day, and the sun and the moon, all heavenly bodies in an orbit, on a fixed route, are swimming. In this context, some more Quranic references have been displayed on the screen which will help you for detailed study. Please have a look. Dear friends, now we will see decay and ultimate collapse of the sun, firstly as discovered by science and then in the light of the Quranic revelations. As it was mentioned earlier that initially mass of the sun was comprised of 98% of hydrogen, helium and lithium. By converting this mass into energy, the sun loses 4 million metric tons of its mass every second. Thus, in the long run, changes in the solar system will come by burning of available stocks of hydrogen fuel by the sun with the growing of its age. As the sun is likely to get hotter with the passage of time, it will consume remaining stocks of the fuel even much faster. Resultantly, the sun will get brighter by 10% every 1.1 billion years. In a period of 600 million years, the sun's growing brightness will cause disruption in the Earth's carbon cycle to the extent that the photosynthetic plant life will no longer be able to survive, and in about 800 million years, such disruption will have killed all complex life on the earth and in the oceans as well. In about 1 billion years, increased radiation of the sun will cause the earth's surface too hot for liquid water to exist. Let me quote here Ayat 30 of Surah Al-Mulk regarding extinction of water, that water will extinct from the oceans. Please note its words and ponder upon divinity of the Qur'an. Qul ara'aytum in asbaha ma'ukum ghawran faman ya'tikum bima'im mu'in. Translation is, say, have you considered if your water was to become sunken into the earth, then who could bring you flowing water? Dear friends, evaporation of water from the ocean's surface could accelerate temperature increase that as a consequence could accelerate ending of life on the earth earlier than expected. During this time, it is possible that as Mars surface and other planet, Mars surface temperature gradually rises. Carbon dioxide and water currently frozen under its surface, Mars surface, will release into the atmosphere, creating a greenhouse effect that will heat the planet until it achieves the conditions parallel to the earth today, providing a potential future abode for life. By 3.5 billion years from now, Earth's surface conditions will be similar to those of Venus today. Hotter. Venus is hotter. Venus is near to Sun. Earth is the third planet. Venus is the second. Within 7.5 billion years, the Sun will have expanded 256 times of its current size, and it will swallow the planets Mercury and Venus. However, Earth's fate is less clear at this stage. After burning off the hydrogen stocks of its core of inside, during this expansion phase, the Sun will keep on shrinking from around 250 to 11 times of its present radius. During this phase, the Sun will be burning helium stocks of its core. Firstly, it was burning hydrogen. Now it will bank upon the stocks of helium. This helium fusing stage will last for about 100 million years. After that, the Sun will have to again resort to the reserves of hydrogen and helium in its outer layers. Firstly, it was depending on the core. Now it will depend on the outer layers and will expand a second time. This shift over may take several turns. Sometimes it will be shrinking, sometimes it will be expanding. However, continuous exertion of fuel of the Sun over the billions of years will keep on blowing apart layers of its mass in the space. It will be shattering slowly and gradually. In this phase, the Sun will end up as white dwarf, having shrunk to the size of the Earth, about 100 times more luminous than it is today. It will consist entirely of degenerate carbon and oxygen, but will never reach temperatures hot enough to fuse these elements to create energy. Thus, the white dwarf Sun will gradually cool, growing dimmer and dimmer. Its planets, grown dark and completely devoid of any form of life, will continue to orbit the Sun with slowed speed due to their increased distance from the Sun and its reduced gravity. 2 billion years later, the carbon and oxygen in the Sun's core will freeze due to extremely low temperature, and thus the Sun will finally cease to shine altogether, becoming a black dwarf, totally dead. Let's have a look at graphic presentation on the life cycle of the Sun. Dear friends, Now let us see what the Quran revealed about the decay and demise of the sun about 1500 years ago. It is eye-opener. Ayat 38 of Surah Yasin says, and the sun, mind the words, and the sun runs on its course towards its stopping point. Towards its stopping points, that is, the determination of exalted in might, the knowing. Arabic is وَالشَّمْسُ تَجْرِي لِمُسْتَقَرٍّ لَهَا, to the fixed point. It will stop to the fixed point. On the same theme, some more references are displayed on the screen. Please have a look. Let me recite some ayat from Surah At-Takwir and Surah Al-Infitar that explains the collapse of stars as black holes and collapse of the universe. May it be a reference to a situation which has been understood, the big crunch by science. Please listen and have a look on the screen as well. إِذَا الشَّمْسُ كُوِّرَتْ, when the sun is wrapped up in darkness. وَإِذَا النَّجُومُ انْقَدَرَتْ, and when the stars fall, dispersing, scattering. وَإِذَا الْجِبَالُ سُجِّرَتْ, and when the mountains are removed. وَإِذَا الْبِحَارُ سُجِّرَتْ, and when the seas are filled with flame. وَإِذَا السَّمَاءُ كُشِطَتْ, and when the sky is stripped away. فَلَا أُقْسِمُ الْخُنَّسِ, so I swear by the retreating stars, coming to its end or going to its end. Al-Jawaril Kunnas, those that their courses and they disappear. Now, ayat from Al-Infitar. إِذَا السَّمَاءُ انْفَطَرَتْ, when the sky breaks apart, torn apart. وَإِذَا الْكَوَاكِبُ انْنَثَرَتْ, and when the stars fall scattering. وَإِذَا الْبِحَارُ فُجِّرَتْ, and when the seas are erupted. So dear friends, now we will discuss some matters relating to the earth. Day and night cycle is formed by the rotation or spinning of the earth on its axis. The side of earth facing the sun experiences daylight and the opposite side experiences night time. This spinning or rotation is like wrapping of one thing around another. It refers to spherical formation of the earth, circular formation, spherical formation of the earth. For that, the Quran uses the word yukavviru in ayat 5 of Surah Az-Zumar, which means wrapping. The ayat says, listen the words, خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ بِالْحَقِّ يُكَوِّرُ اللَّيْلَ عَلَى النَّهَارِ وَيُكَوِّرُ النَّهَارَ عَلَى اللَّيْلِ. Spinning, rounding, wrapping. وَسَخَّرَ الشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ كُلٌّ يَجْرِي لِأَجَلٍ مُّسَمًّى أَلَا هُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْغَفَّارُ. Listen the translation. He created the heavens and earth in truth. He wraps the night over the day and wraps the day over the night, and has subjected the sun and the moon, each running its course for a specified term, for a specified time. Unquestionably, He is the exalted in might, the perpetual forgiver. The earth completes its day-night cycle in one rotation of about 24 hours. As it rotates, different places on earth experience sunset and sunrise at different times due to its spherical formation, circular round formation. In the northern hemisphere, summer starts on June 21 when Earth's north pole is pointed toward the sun. Due to greater exposure to the sun, areas north of the equator experience longer days and shorter nights. Since at that point of time, the southern half of the earth is less exposed to the sun, it has longer nights and shorter days. Seasons are caused by the earth's yearly revolution around the sun, and severity of seasons is affected by the 23.5 degree tilt of the earth's axis of rotation. Earth is like this. When one part of the earth is directly exposed to the rays from the sun, it experiences extreme summer, while the other part, not directly exposed, experiences winter. The change of seasons from summer to winter and vice versa is gradual. Why gradual? Because of spherical nature of the earth, because of its round shape. Thus, spherical nature of the earth as revealed by the Qur'an causes the day-night cycle and change of seasons as well. Some Quranic references have been displayed on the screen for more detailed study on this subject. Please note them. Have a look. Dear friends, the earth is one of the smallest bodies in the cosmic universe. Very small, like a dot. Whereas in itself is a great mystery. Its radius is 6,375 kilometers, while its crust top is less than 1% of the total mass, which is divided in the oceans, land, generally called continents, and mountains. You know, the total earth, only 1% comprises so much, seas, continents, and mountains. The surface of the earth is broken into many tectonic plates that are about 100 kilometers in thickness. These plates float on a partially molten region called asthenosphere. Mountain formations occur at the boundary of these plates, at the boundaries, edges. Earthquakes and volcanoes are the direct result of the collisions of tectonic plates at fault lines where they meet. The earth's crust is 5 kilometers thick below ocean. If you measure the crust from the bottom of ocean, it is 5 kilometers. About 35 kilometers thick below flat continental surfaces. Where we are standing, the crust is about 35 kilometers below us, and almost 80 kilometers thick below great mountains ranges. Now just imagine why mountains are so stable beside their height. These are the strong foundations on which mountains stand. The Qur'an spoke about the strong mountain foundations in its verses. Some of them are mentioned on the screen. This is 1% crust, which we know. Below the crust, other 99% of the earth comprises on asthenosphere, mantle, outer core and inner core, these are the areas where the man has hardly any access, any reach, any knowledge. Please have a look on the picture displayed on the screen showing structure of the earth. So dear friend, science has recently discovered that oceanic share of the earth has been expanding at the cost of land share. Land continents are reducing, oceans are expanding. Accumulating greenhouse gases in the atmosphere have been the major cause of perpetually growing global warming. More than 90% of heat from these gases has been absorbed by seas and oceans. As a consequence, average sea levels have risen over 8 inches during the last 150 years, of which 3 inches rise is noticed in the last 25 years only. This rise is expected to exceed 12 inches by 2050. It is catastrophic for several areas of human life that include oceanic encroachment over the continental lands as well, because livable land is shrinking. Besides the climatic reasons, geological factors have also been playing role in the contraction of Earth's sphere over its age. Now imagine, this information was revealed by the Qur'an about 1500 years ago. Let me quote here Ayat 41 of Surah Ar-Ra'd, which says, listen. Avalam yarau anna na'tiyal arza nankusuha min atrafiha. Translation is, have they not seen that we set upon the land, reducing it from its borders, atrafiha. So dear friends, science has very recently informed about possibility of billions of earths. Billions of earths. Of them, many have necessary prerequisites of human-like life as well. Since research in this area is just at embryonic stage, much data is not available for comparing provisions of this earth with those of other likely earths. The Quran has revealed presence of such earths like the one we live in Ayat 12 of Surah At-Talaq in the words, listen. Allahu allazi khalaqa sab'a samavatin wa minal arzi mislahun. It is Allah who has created 7 heavens and of the earth the like of them. So dear friends, we conclude our discussion here. These programs are recorded both in Urdu and English. Their videos can be watched on ideafoundation.com.pk website or its YouTube channel and Facebook. Their written versions are also available on the Idea Foundation's website. Please note code number of this program, Idea 2 or 10 or lecture number 169, www.ideafoundation.com.pk. All friends are requested to subscribe the Foundation's YouTube web channel for the benefit of this noble cause. Thank you friends for participation. Allah Hafiz.